Welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel, Sugars. My name is Nomza Moshangase, and this is my YouTube channel where I speak about all things books, DIY, and lifestyle. If that is your kind of jam, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit the little bell to get notified every single time your homegirl post a video. Today I am going to be doing a book review. The book in question is Coconut by Kopano Matlwa. Coconut, it is about two girls, Ofilwe and Figile. They are going about their days on the same Sunday, but because of different circumstances and different places that they live in, we get two different stories. In general, they're different girls, but I feel like they have one thing in common. They have this yearning to know what it's like to live on the other side. Ophelia has this yearning to connect more with her culture, traditions that they do have, to have a connection with being black. She grew up going to white schools, having white friends. She's basically what a coconut is. So a coconut is a very derogatory term. It's black on the outside, white on the inside, which is what Ophelia is. Ofigile is the opposite of Ophelia. She lives in the township and she lives with her uncle in very, very bad conditions. Even the housing, even the environment that they are in, it's bad. But she has these aspirations: live a life in Sandton, live a life in Bryanston with all the white people. And she basically looks at white people, they are the pinnacle. She puts them at a very, very high pedestal. It's like she doesn't think black people are worth anything, and she's striving to move out of the situations that she is at home, with being poor and not having anything. I thought this book was pretty, it was really good. The writing, it's very poetic. If you're not paying enough attention, you can get easily lost. We kind of went back and forth between the past and the present, and between the internal dialogue of the main character and what they're actually doing at the time. Sometimes they will have thoughts about things that happened in the past. Without warning, you'll be we're back here. So if you're not paying attention, you can get easily lost, because you'll be like, how did we get here? But I think the writing is really, really amazing. Besides the structure of it, I don't like that kind of structure, but the writing itself is really, really beautiful. I'm going to talk about the things that I'll mention here, or the themes that I saw in this book. 5 things that I took away from this. First one being life post-apartheid and how it affected black people. Post-apartheid, Ophelia's family was able to move into the suburbs and actually have a life, grew up in those type of spaces, though moving for the better. We get to see how Ophelia, sometimes she doesn't understand certain culture traditions that are done by black people in general. To see how you can easily lose your blackness in the midst of that, because you're so surrounded by white people and the white practices and the things that white people basically do. Because when in Rome, like an example, Ophelia has white friends and her mom is like, I really do not like your friends. Her mom also does something that is just but also I understood where Ophelia's mom was coming from, in a sense that it's really good to have black friends, so that you will also have people who you relate to, who will understand you, and who you do not have to over explain yourself to. With her mom of why she wanted Ophelia to have black friends who would understand what it's like being black. And her dad actually encouraged it to have white friends because it has great connections. It's not just the kids that get affected by the change after apartheid, but also how the parents look at things. Figile, you get to see how life post-apartheid, her dreams became bigger, in my opinion. Having nice things, working a great job, doing all these things that white people used to do that black people were not allowed to do. Things were attainable now, and her dreams got bigger and bigger. Second thing was the effects of being colonized. She looked a certain way, she dressed a certain way. She hung these posters, and it was literally just white people, and she didn't realize that it was just white people and there was no black people that she found attractive or that she admired, until her brother was like, hey yo, there's literally just white people on the posters, just white people. She wouldn't have noticed, because to her it's such a normal thing. Just kind of weird when literally the only people that you find attractive are white people. Ofigile, the effects of colonization, you got to see it with the things that she aspired to be, the magazines that she read, and the things that she would cut out, because that's the life that she wanted. In the media, basically, you got to see that white people were the standard of beauty. So which is why a lot of people are always saying that representation is very, very important in all sorts of forms, because you get to see yourself in a space that you're never really represented in, or a space that you never really saw yourself in. Another theme was social class. There was one incident that happened here with Ophelia's brother. When you're a certain class, you want to be treated a certain way. He is a black privileged boy. He may be privileged, but in certain spaces they will see him as like nothing. Even amongst the poor, there are those who are poor, and even amongst the lower class, there are those who are lower class. Perhaps it's consoling for us that there is always someone who is worse off. A kind of truth that a lot of people don't talk about. Another theme that I saw here was the cultural customs tradition. I got to see that with Ophelia because she has a yearning to connect with her being black. The fact that she wants to learn her native language is just... She's like, yeah, I want to learn this I want to learn the language. I want to understand when my mom does 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 5 with my gran, and I want to understand when this is happening. There's a line that says, I fear the day when my turns comes to run these sacred occasions. Organize, arrange, coordinate, sort out, control, fix, speak. A subtle way of saying that there are so many things that as black people are taught silently. You are taught them just by seeing. No one tells you how to behave when someone dies. You see it with each time it happens, with each time you go to, a neighbor, a family friend, a friend, whoever. And there are so many other things. Like, it's not just like the funerals, there's so many other things. I thought that was a great insight. Our culture as black people, of how we do things. Like, I think Kopano told it in such a delicate way, in such a nice poetic way also, that just after reading it you kind of sit with it and be like, oh, actually, So those are some of the themes that I got from this book. There are so many quotes and things, like far more than what I'm saying right now. Yeah, but I really loved everything about this book. I am looking forward to actually reading more of Kopano Matlwa's work. I really do hope that you did enjoy this review, even though I feel like it was all over the place, but that's just me. Let me know your thoughts if you do have any. If you haven't already, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that little bell to get notified every single time your homegirl post a video. Thank you guys so much for watching. So until next time, bye.